call the meeting to order. Before we start, I must read that the town council meetings are now live streamed and recorded. Your participation in the meeting is your consent to the recording and rebroadcasting of the meeting of the town's YouTube channel. That being said, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. The reason for today's special meeting is we have two items on the agenda. I think I want to reverse the process real quick, do the fire hydrants real quick, and then we'll go back to the other item. Trent, you have information, Mark? Two of these are the same thing.
Look at the back.
Oh, they're different.
Second page.
Okay. One's with scores, one's without.
Yes, one's with stores, one's turn it to the second page. One's with stores, one's without stores.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which one?
Second one like this one. Cool. How many companies? There's two.
Yes. I couldn't get the print right. I couldn't get it there.
Just in case they ask. Is this the only two responses we've had, or did the caller have a chance to know about this?
No, this is not, they don't sell hydrants.
Okay, good enough.
They install them.
Okay, that's all I need to know, but in case they ask me about it.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a bunch of information in front of us. You want to explain it to us, Trent?
Yeah, so there's a quote from Utility Supply and two from EJP. The EJP has a watchless hydrants and an American Darling pattern. The wattress, we have a few few of those in town. Good hydrant. American Darling, never had one, never seen, I don't know anything about them. The Mueller from Utility Supply is what we have the most of. So, and I think theirs was a little bit cheaper on price on the Utility Supply. And I asked about them with and without stores because the increase on here is almost $500, and we can get the stores separately for like a little over $300. So it's kind of silly to me to get it with the stores when we can get them and put them on ourselves.
What's a store?
It's a connection for the fire department. It makes it just a quarter turn connection versus having to screw it all the way on, screw the hose all the way on.
It's a universal connector that literally would take a second and a half versus probably 20 seconds fixing it. It saves traffic.
With the cost difference, if it's only about $200, it looks like it's only about, it is about $500. But we would have to pay the labor for you guys to do it, how long does it take for you guys to put these on?
Less than 5 minutes.
Well, it's a simple thing.
Yeah, you just screw it on.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, just screw it on and, yeah, so where's some set screws?
And then, I guess I'm only hearing other people talk about, putting them on ourselves versus coming that way. Is there more security with it coming already built on the thing versus we put it on, somebody can take it off?
When we put it on, there's like set screws that you have to set after you get it screwed on, so.
So it'd be secure?
It would still be secured, yes.
Doesn't change the warranty or anything.
I'll see them about $400.
Mark, do you have any preference?
Either way works. I was led and implied by other people, the city indicated that it was cheaper to buy it with this fitting already on it. So that's what I was talking to Trent about. But if it's cheaper to buy the adapter, that's fine. Just want to make sure it has the cap that goes on the fitting as well, which Trent does include that as well. Because without a cap, then we get people throwing trash inside there.
Yeah, and it does come with the cabin.
And that's the price you quoted, or that they quoted you?
Yes.
So from utility, we got, without the stores, 55,500, and with 62,850.
Yeah.
The one hydrant from EJP, $59,634, and that, I'm presuming that's the one without the stores, and then the $68,071.50, and that's for 15 hydrants for each quote. And then the third quote, $62,584.20, or with the stores all installed, $70,570.80, and that was for the hydrant that you said you had never done anything with.
We don't have any of them here.
It's something we need to do. I wish we didn't have to, but we have to. It's something we need to do. We've got some hydrants out there that are very aged. Can't get parts for them. Yes, Dan.
Trent, taking a look at this utility supply quote here. Now, is this an either or line item, or is this for 30 units?
No, this is for, they just put it both on the same quote. It's for with or without the store.
Okay, so the 118,000 wouldn't be necessary.
No.
Okay, so that's just the way it's wrote up.
Right.
One's with stores, one's without.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you.
I don't think we're leaving anything on the internet which says that Waters and Darling are top.
There, yeah, we have them. I mean, we have the watches, and we've never really had too many problems with them.
And we have the money to buy these?
Yes. 4 different funds we can take it out of. 20,000 out of rainy day, 20,000 out of community capital development, 15,000 out of riverboat, and 5,000 out of community capital improvements. Attorney Baumgartner is going to amend the sewer ordinance to include on the hydrant rental that can be used to replace hydrants, and I can pull another 10,000 from there, and that'll get us to 70
Okay,
to get started.
so we can cover any of these bids except for basically except for the one from the one company that was over $70,000. What is the lead time to get these delivered,
They both said about 6 to 8 weeks.
so we can get them in and get them started before we get bad weather?
This one. This one says,
So this is for 15 units?
Pardon me?
This is for 15 units?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
for 15 units.
Okay.
And it's being
this one sounds like
So do we have a motion to accept one of these bids, and which one?
What's your, do you have any really negative thoughts about it?
Like I said, I like both the hydrants are okay. I mean, the Muellers we've had for some of them over 50 years. They've done a good job. They've lasted a long time. The Wattress we just started using maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago maybe. So we don't have that many of them out there, but what we do have has been good. So either one of those two.
another question. There's no price difference for red or yellow.
Correct. I asked both of them, yes. Red or yellow, whichever color.
I mean, if the, whatever standard is yellow for municipalities, would be good to follow that so we can keep the points and our ISO and all that.
Sure. Right. Whatever you guys decide. I don't have a preference either way.
So you prefer to purchase the stores separately? You think that that's a better way to go?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, it'll save us some money.
Okay. All about that.
I would make a motion that we order from utility supply, send to Green without the stores, and then follow whatever that standard is, to yellow and red for non-ones. That's my motion. For 55,500.
We have a motion to accept the utility without the stores for $55,500. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Do we need a separate motion to order the stores?
Thank you.
I think we ought to have one just to make sure.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we order the stores that we need for each one of these items. The town employees will have those on top.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Right.
Opposed, same sign. Oh, yes.
With what Tina was saying, for us to change the wording, we will have to have a motion approval from the council.
Correct.
We need to do that.
Correct.
Do you want to do that now too?
We can?
That way he has it ready for the next meeting.
We can?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
It's 2023-11 that will be amended.
Do we have a motion to get that process started?
I'll make it motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second both the motion that we need to give our attorney the direction of what, like the language you talked about.
Right.
Repair, maintenance, and purchase. or
Correct.
whatever, Replace.
Okay?
So he knows what to put in there. So it gives us the opportunity to do any of those three things with that, those dollars.
Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. You guys got some work ahead of you. Okay, the second item on the agenda is the open deputy marshal position. Dwayne?
So everybody everybody was there, so everybody's aware of the executive session we had with the interviews. It was narrowed down to 2 candidates, which were the 2 that we hired, so this point is just figure out which one we want to go with and make them appointment. I said the 2 names of the gentleman we hired was Brad Schuler and Lawrence Swanson, were the 2 interviewees.
Anything you want to add?
Which one do you recommend? I don't know Warren, I don't know either of these guys, I wasn't on the town board. I've gotten a lot of emails, comments from citizens. Fight.
Sure. Personally, I don't know either one of them. Mr. Swanson's already, he's an academy graduate. He's still within his time period for his training requirements. So he would be, somebody that we could bring back and put to work fairly quickly with very little training. Mr. Schuler has, he works in the jail, but he's got 0 street experience as an officer. So we'd be training him from the ground up. So at this point, as far as the training, I've not had any direct emails forward or given to me the discussions. At this point, my thoughts would be Mr. Swanson would be better than for the police department.
When do you think you could have Brad Schuler on the street?
I'd say we're looking at, with no training at all, probably minimum of 4 to 6 months before he'd be ready to
4 to 6.
to start going.
And when is Mike going off to ILEA?
Mike leaves July 21st, and he'll be gone for 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
So we would be probably hard pressed with Mr. Schuler to even get him, to get his initial 40-hour training started. And then it's doing the field training and getting the calls and the experience build up to where he can work a shift for himself. So it's going to take a little bit of time. It's kind of a double-edged sword here. Fortunately for the town, unfortunately for new officers, it's sometimes difficult to get a lot of experience quickly because we don't have a large call volume, such as even a bigger town like a Decatur or Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, where you can throw somebody on the streets and they're going to see more probably in their first year than we may see here in 2 or 3 years. So it's difficult to put people into those situations when they're not happening here all the time. But like I said, on the flip side, that's good for the town that we don't have that kind of call volume.
Do you feel like you can work with either one of the guys?
I do.
My question would be, we've had this discussion. Do you feel, being that we've had instances express, that if that was the person who's hired, that you would be able to make sure that everything would be taken care of, there would be any concerns or going forward, that you'd be able to monitor that?
Right. And when we do hire somebody with the police department, they're on a 1-year probationary period. So if there's any concerns or anything that comes up that we feel that they're not a good candidate for the town, we've got this full year to take action, disciplinary action, up to and including termination, which we can do anytime, but within that 1-year time period, then they're on probation. So it's a pretty brisk process for that to happen.
The way of confidence for the board that you would bring that to our attention.
Absolutely.
And you fully vetted both candidates completely and you have no concerns?
I don't.
And as far as you know, no one else does it either. Did you talk to the sheriff?
I did. And no issues.
No issues?
Anything on record, do we, about, since he was a former employee, do we have anything on record that you know of that we need to?
Personnel file, you went through his personnel file and stuff like that?
Yeah, we went through the personnel file and nothing significant, nothing substantiated.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, call for a motion to nominate.
I would say, given the time frame issue that we're dealing with, I bring to the floor, I'd like to nominate Lawrence Swanson for our next deputy marshal position.
Do we have a nomination? Do we have a second?
I mean, do you know him? That's the,
Yeah, I mean, I know
these things.
him. I mean, he was my across the street neighbor. So I do know who he is, yes.
You have confidence in him?
I do.
In that case, I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and we have a second. Is there any further discussion?
Yes, I just want to reiterate that we would know that you will monitor if there's, because we have had citizens concerns.
Absolutely.
We have to pay attention to that and be aware. That would be, my reason for bringing it up is just to make sure.
Well, and I think we could hold him to the standards we expect. So,
No. I'm sorry. Without approval of the council, allowing people to speak outside of the council, at this time you cannot. But I will call for a motion to allow open conversation. Do I have such a motion? We have a motion. We have a second. Do I have a second?
Do you know what the motion is?
For the third and final time, do we have a motion to allow, a second for the motion to allow the people in the gallery to speak? The motion dies. We'll call for the vote. Just so people understand, it's parliamentary procedure. We're not trying to stop anybody. It's just the way the rules are. All in favor of appointing Lawrence Swanson as our new deputy marshal, signify by saying aye.
aye.
All opposed, same sign. I didn't hear every voice, but I think the ayes carry. Thank you. Any quick council member updates? If not, there being no further business come before the board, we are adjourned.